Alright guys, what's up? This is Kyron here, and we're going to talk about a more definitive example of how Guard Impact works. And I did a video about this, I think last year or several months ago, and it's okay. It's not the greatest, but I wanted to touch bases and give you a more advanced look on it because I missed a bunch of information about it. So let's get started. So first off, what I want to talk about is there are three different types of properties in Soul Calibur in this game. We're getting GI. There are lights, mediums, and heavies. Light attacks are moves that cause you to fall down. Medium attacks are the ones that have your arms flail back. Oh, that's not medium. There we go. And the heavy attacks are the ones that has his arms on the shoulder. Or arms over the shoulder. That was a medium too. But, so you can see that. The only difference is how disadvantaged you are on block. So for example, if I do this standing light and try to guard, that is a free launcher, and the launcher is 12 frames. But if I did this medium, I could block that. And even if I did a heavy, I could sidestep that. You take less, you're less disadvantaged depending on which properties between lights and heavies and mediums. It's recommended that you learn your characters' ins and outs, so you'll be able to handle the situation different from other characters. If you do a light, you're minus 28 or minus 29. That means that you're forced to use Guard Impact. Keep in mind that if you're doing that, you're also bound to get baited for something else. Because of the situation that you're so minus, you have to commit into doing something that you may theoretically be baited into doing something else. So theoretically, let's say that even though Guard Impact is your only option, if the opponent knows about this, you can be punished for taking the right guess. If you want to avoid such, your option is to block. Since universally around the whole board, every character's Guard Crush is fairly slow. Keep in mind that if you are doing this, you have to, if you are doing this and your guard is extremely low, your guard will get break. But on the other hand, because it's so slow, you have the option to use Soul Charge. That doesn't apply if you're using a medium attack. Using a medium attack, you have the option to move. And you get intercepted too. And if you're doing a heavy, you have enough time to even use super. Or if you want to play it safe, you can use Soul Charge. And that's on either terms. Oh, I hate this, but you get the point. I hate when the game makes me want to do this. Okay, there we go. Medium attacks, on the other hand, you're actually not as unsafe like lights are. With medium attacks, you're actually minus, you're minus 16 or less. So what that will mean is moves that are AAs and BBs will be guaranteed, or just standard kicks. This is me holding the guard button, and you can't duck it either. Soul Charge also doesn't work. The only option is to GI. This one's much more favorable because of the fact that you're not taking that much damage, so the commitment isn't that bad. Because of such, the mind game of this is fairly not as bad, so you really don't have to put yourself in harm's way. The only time you will actually put yourself in harm's way is if you're near the end of the match. At that point, that amount of damage will get you killed. Also, I will say that GI in this situation is much more situational. You actually are recommended to not really use it. The only time you want to use GI is if you use a light. Or, you can also use GI in this situation if you want to gain the advantage again. If you think the opponent is going to go for something like a light, since in this situation, getting AA, BB, or whatever are considered light attacks. So in this state, you actually be gaining the advantage all over again. And in heavies, you recover in neutral. To an extent, you're probably -1 or -2. I don't remember exactly. So in this situation, you still can't press any buttons, but you have enough frames where you can activate Soul Charge, duck, and you can also sidestep. At this state, using GI is also very situational, and you really don't need to use it. You can either move and get the correct punish, or it goes Soul Charge. Another thing I also want to point out is in near the wall, if you use a light attack, grabs are actually a true 50-50, mainly because of the fact that you cannot duck. So due to such, you actually have to guess the mix-up game. There it is, throws. Here we go. As you see, I am attempting to duck under it and I'm unable to. Well, Miz, on the other hand, you can duck under it, but just not lights. Same thing can be said for heavies. So far, that is all I can tell you about Garden Pack. This is definitely something I had to experience out of trial and error. Kind of think of it like that matchup that you had with Cervantes. And I'm sure that you got GI'd and he did a move where he does a front flip and you got lethal hit. That's an example of them taking advantage of the advantation of the frames that they have. So now, with this knowledge, you shouldn't be able to get cheesed as much as you would normally do, but it's also very character dependent. So I recommend labbing your character and see what they can and cannot do in these situations. With that being said, do leave a like if this really helped you out, and follow the channel for more Soul Calibur videos. This is Kyron out, and I'll see you next time. Sorry that I sound so dead. It's due to this sickness that I think I'm getting, but wish you guys the best. Keep Soul Calibur out there. Let your soul burn.